Welcome to Writing Your Research Paper. This is Part 2, Focusing Your Research Paper. I'm Jean Reynolds. Your research is finished. Congratulations. But don't start writing your paper just yet. Good writers always start with a plan. Your first task is to plan the structure of your research paper. Here's the plan that many instructors prefer. Be sure, of course, to find out exactly how your instructor wants your paper to be done. A writing plan always begins with a thesis. A thesis is a sentence that states your main point. It forms the basis for your entire paper. The thesis does the heavy lifting in your research paper. It goes on your first page. Your thesis drives your paper. Without a thesis, all you have is a jumble of ideas. If you're not sure whether you have a thesis for your paper, that's an emergency. You need to talk with your instructor or a librarian right away. Let's try a real-life example of how a thesis works. Imagine a teenager who wants her parents to help her buy a used car. Here's what she's saying to them. It's a jumble of ideas about the cost, her driving record, and the advantages of the car. Her point would come across better if she organized her ideas. First, she needs to state her main point, her thesis. I need your help to buy a used car. She should support her thesis with 3 convincing points. I've been driving for a year now without a single violation. I'll be more helpful at home if I have my own car. I've already saved half the money I'll need. And she should put her most convincing point last. I'll be more helpful at home if I have my own car. Her parents will like that idea. What she now has is called an outline, a thesis, and supporting ideas. You'll learn more about supporting ideas in the next presentation, Organizing Your Research Paper. Right now, let's concentrate on how to write a thesis. A thesis must be a complete sentence. Let's look at the first example and see why it won't work. Benefits of attending preschool. It's more like a title than a statement. Here's how to fix it. Preschools teach young children important skills. A thesis should not contain 2 contradictory ideas. For example, inmates should have to work, but businesses worry about competition from cheap inmate labor. Do you hear the 2 opposing ideas there? You can't do that. It would be like trying to drive down 2 streets at the same time. Choose one idea to support. Inmates should learn a trade in prison. A thesis must be a statement, not a question. Was Reagan's amnesty program a success? You can't prove that. It's a question. You need to change it into a strong statement. The U.S. benefited from Reagan's decision to grant amnesty to undocumented workers. And a thesis must be an idea, not a fact. You can't develop a fact. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863. You need to change that into an idea that you can support. The Emancipation Proclamation helped the North win the Civil War. Now you have a thesis you can develop. So, a thesis must be an idea that you can unpack with data, facts, examples, proofs, anecdotes, and quotations from experts. It should have a keyword that will serve as the focus for the entire research paper. Here's a good thesis. Preschools teach important skills to young children. Your keyword would be skills. Here's another one. Inmates should learn a trade in prison. Your keyword is trade. And here's another one. The U.S. benefited from Reagan's decision to grant amnesty to undocumented workers. The keyword is benefited. Let's do one more. The Emancipation Proclamation helped the North win the Civil War. The keyword is win. In the next presentation, we're going to use this thesis to build a plan for a research paper about ragtime music. We're going to make the point that ragtime changed the course of American musical history. The key word is changed. Here's the plan for writing the paper. It features a thesis and supporting ideas. Notice that each supporting idea is about how ragtime changed American musical history. It gave America her first truly American music. It brought black and white musicians together for the first time. And for the first time, it made America a world musical leader. You can read the entire ragtime paper free at ragtimeresearchpaper.com. Please take a few minutes to look at it. You'll see how it's organized and how all the parts work together. Be sure to watch all the parts in the Writing Your Research Paper series at researchpapersteps.com. If you want to sharpen your writing skills, may I suggest my own book, What Your English Teacher Didn't Tell You. It's available at Amazon.com. And remember to check out the free resources at writewithjean.com. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching.